Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Ocean of Medical Literature. In this video, we will deal with the internal structure of the heart. Okay, we already done with the external feature of the heart and introduction of the heart. In this video, we will see about the internal structure of the heart. Okay, so first we will see just little bit internal structure. Then we will see one by one in detail of its structure. Okay, so first this is the internal structure of the heart. In that, it is a right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle and left ventricle. Okay, this is the aorta, this is the superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and this is pulmonary vein, pulmonary artery. Okay, so this structure is in the internal structure of the heart. Okay, and in the right atrium and each and every chamber of the heart, inside the heart there is a specific structure. Okay, like here is the opening of superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, coronary sinus opening, and this is a opening of pulmonary trunk. Okay, and this is the opening of pulmonary aorta. This all structure we will see in detail one by one. Okay, students. So first we will start it with the right atrium. Okay, if we will see one by one each chamber of the heart. So if we cut the right atrium, we will interiorly we will see in the structure of the right atrium. Okay, so this is the superior vena cava, this is a wall of inferior vena cava. Okay, this is inferior vena cava. This structure, it is the septal cups of tricuspid. Okay, means in the heart there is a tricuspid wall is present, so that is a septal cups of tricuspid wall. Okay, wall of coronary sinus. Okay, this is a moon, half moon like structure. This is the wall of coronary sinus. This is the fossa ovalis and annulus ovalis. This, it is also the opening in the right atrium. Okay, during the fetal life. Okay, in the when the fetus in uterus, so that time the blood is transferred from this opening. But after the birth of the fetus, this opening closed. Okay. Then this is the opening of vena cordis minimi. Okay, some veins of the heart is also open in the right atrium. This is the left auricle part. Okay, and this is the crista terminalis. Okay, it is inside the muscular part of the right atrium. That is the crista terminalis, and this little bit structure of the muscle, that is a muscular pectinati. Okay, this muscle is called as a muscular pectinati muscle. Okay, so in this structure we will see the right atrium. Okay, it is the upper chamber of the heart which is receive the deoxygenated blood from the body. Okay, so from the upper side of the body, the deoxygenated blood received from the superior vena cava. From lower part of the deoxygenated blood is received from inferior vena cava. Here is a wall of inferior vena cava is present, which is prevent the backflow of the deoxygenated blood. Okay, here is the opening of coronary sinus. So here is a wall of coronary sinus, which is also prevent the backflow of the blood. And here is the opening of cordis minimi, some veins of the heart. Okay, here is the structure is present. So this is the structure. It's come under the means interior of the right atrium. Okay, so we have to write for 5 marks question if it is asked. So we have to write this structure. How many structure? So we will note down one by one. Okay, so if it is asked in the examination and if you want to prepare a note, so you have to write this structure: opening of superior vena cava, opening of inferior vena cava, wall of inferior vena cava. Okay, this is the opening of vena cordis minimi, these openings. Okay, annus ovalis, annulus ovalis, fossa ovalis. Okay, wall of coronary sinus. Okay, here is not space, that's why I am writing the short form. That is a wall of coronary sinus, septal cups of tricuspid wall. Okay, then cristina terminalis, and musculi pectinati. Okay, this structure you must have to write in the right atrium. Okay, so this opening in the right atrium is present. Okay, here is the deoxygenated blood is collected and it is pumped the deoxygenated blood into the right ventricle through tricuspid orifice, and on this orifice there is a the tricuspid valve is present, which is prevent the backflow of the blood. Okay, and wall of coronary sinus is also known as Thibasian valve. Okay, this wall of the coronary sinus, it's also prevent the backflow of the blood. Okay, so that is about the right atrium. We will see the next, that is a right ventricle. Okay, so next point in that, right ventricle. Okay, next chamber, that is the right ventricle. Okay, so first we will have to write the position of right ventricle. Okay, so in the position, what we have to describe? So we have to describe like that: right ventricle present below the right atrium. Okay, it is present downward in the heart, and right ventricle, it is a triangular structure. Okay, if you see, this is a triangular structure, just omit that part. So this is a triangular structure is formed from inside. So that is the right ventricle. Right ventricle is form the inferior border of the heart. Okay, I already told you the inferior border of the heart is formed by the right ventricle. So right ventricle form the inferior border of the heart, and anterior surface or sternal costal surface is formed by the right ventricle. Okay, it receives deoxygenated blood from right atrium into right ventricle and pumps the deoxygenated blood to lungs. Okay, through pulmonary trunk and pulmonary arteries. Okay, so that is the right ventricle. So this point means where exactly it's present, below of what structure, means it's present below the right atrium, and it's formed the inferior border of the heart, and sternal costal surface or anterior surface is formed by the right ventricle, and it is a triangular structure, receive deoxygenated blood from the right atrium. It's pumped the blood, deoxygenated blood to lungs through pulmonary trunk and pulmonary artery. So this is the position and description of the right ventricle. Okay, so next point, what is the anterior? Anterior means inside the heart, inside the right ventricle, what exactly structure is present, we have to write one by one. Okay, so inside the right atrium, there is a cups of tricuspid. Okay, here is the orifice of the tricuspid wall, so which is opens when the deoxygenated blood pass from right atrium to the right ventricle. So that time its cups is open. So this cups, okay, these three cups, 1, 2, 3 flaps is open. So that is a cups of right tricuspid wall. Okay, this structure is present. Second is cordia tendini. Means cordia tendini, it is the thread-like structure. Okay, which is attached to tricuspid wall to the papillary muscles. Okay, papillary muscles is present in the right ventricle. Okay, so I will tell you where exactly it's there. So cordia tendini, thread-like structure is present, and papillary muscle, this muscle, okay, this is the papillary muscle where the cordia tendini is attached exactly. So these three structure is present. Then wall of pulmonary trunk. Okay, wall of pulmonary trunk is also prevent the backflow of the blood. So this wall is present. These 4 points you have to write, okay, in under the right ventricle. Okay, so we will see one by one. First is cups of tricuspid. Okay. Second, cordia tendini. Third one is papillary muscles. Fourth one is wall of pulmonary trunk. Okay, wall of pulmonary trunk. These 4 structures form the interior of the right ventricle. So this is the right ventricle and this structure is the right ventricle. Okay, this is a cordia, tendon and papillary muscle. It's a separate diagram. I will show you. So this structure is called as the cordia tendon. Okay, this is the upside is a fibrous ring which is attached to the tricuspid orifice. This is a cusp of tricuspid. This thread-like structure, this structure is called as cordia tendini. This is the papillary muscle which is attached interiorly inside the wall of the right ventricle inside. Okay, inside the chamber right ventricle, it is attached to the right ventricle wall, and cordia tendini is one side end is attached to the papillary muscle, second end is attached to the cusp of tricuspid wall. That is a cordia tendini. Okay, this is a papillary muscle. Okay, in the papillary muscle, the anterior muscles, okay, it is the largest as compared to the inferior and septal muscles. Okay, it is a small or irregular in shape. So that is a cordia tendini structure. Okay, you have to draw along with that diagram. You must have to draw this diagram. Next point, that is a left atrium. Okay, left atrium we already done with the right side, right atrium, right ventricle. The next point is that left atrium. Okay, so left atrium is very simple and easy to understand. Okay, it is a present upper chamber of the heart, present at left side of the heart. Okay, that is a left atrium. Left atrium shape is quadrangular. Quadra means four angular shape it. Okay, and it is a small like structure present posteriorly. Okay, present posteriorly. When exactly the heart structure we will see. So there is a left auricle is present posteriorly. It's form the upper border of the heart, left side of the border, and inferior surface and inferior border of the heart. Okay, so this 4 point you have to write. Quadrangular, quadrangular shape. Okay, then form left side. Okay, in previous lecture I already told you left atrium form the left side of the heart, left side, then inferior border and inferior surface, sorry, posterior surface. Okay, this maximum part formed by left atrium. Okay, and base of the heart. Okay, it's also take the part in forming the base of heart. So this 4 point you have to write. Along with that, there is a interior, there is a opening of 4 pulmonary veins. Okay, posteriorly there is a opening of from each side. Okay, there is a opening of 4 pulmonary veins as well as opening of atrioventricular orifice, or that is a bicuspid orifice and mitral orifice. Okay, it received the oxygenated blood from lungs and it pumped the oxygenated blood to left ventricle through bicuspid orifice and mitral orifice oblique. Okay, both are the same, bicuspid and mitral orifice, which is presented here. Okay, so this structure is known as left atrium. So last point of the internal structure of the heart, that is the left ventricle. Okay, we already done with the 3 chambers of the heart. So last chamber, that is the left ventricle. So this is the present left side of the heart, just below the left atrium. Okay, left ventricle receive oxygenated blood from left atrium. Okay, this is a left ventricle. Left ventricle form the left surface, left border of the heart, and it's also make the apex of the heart. Okay, as I told you, maximum part means 98% of the part of heart apex of heart is formed by the left ventricle, and inferior surface of the heart is also formed by the left ventricle. As well as if you see, apart from apex of heart inferior surface, left border, left side, the maximum diaphragmatic surface is also formed by the left ventricle. Okay, so you have to write in the position, it's below the right atrium. Okay, below the right atrium, receive oxygenated blood from right atrium. Okay, it forms left border. Okay, left border, left side of the heart. Okay, this is the left side. Okay, so maximum left side of the heart is also formed by the left ventricle. And I forgot one point, in the upper border, apart from the left atrium, the maximum part of the upper border is also formed by the left ventricle. So here you have to write in upper border, 2/3 part we have to write, 2/3 part. Okay, then diaphragmatic surface. In that surface, there is also the maximum part of the left ventricle. Okay, this is a position and external feature. Now we will see inside the left ventricle what are the structures present in the left ventricle. So just pay attention here. Okay, this is inside the left ventricle, that is the cross section of the left ventricle. So here is a flap of the bicuspid wall. Okay, you can already see this is when the oxygenated blood is pumped from the left atrium, which is passes through atrioventricular orifice or mitral orifice or bicuspid orifice. Okay, so this is a flap of the bicuspid orifice and mitral wall orifice, which is open in the left ventricle and receive oxygenated blood. Okay, this blue color structure, thread like structure, it's called as the cordia tendineae. Okay, we already see in the right ventricle. So here also the cordia tendineae present, and these two structure is called as a papillary muscle. Okay, where the cordia tendineae is attached, one end of the cordia tendineae is attached to the papillary muscle and one end of the cordia tendineae is attached to the flap of the bicuspid and mitral wall orifice. Okay, so this structure is present. Apart from this, there is the aortic semilunar wall is present. Okay, after receiving the oxygenated blood in the left ventricle pump the oxygenated blood to aorta. Okay, through aorta, oxygenated blood passes to different parts of the body. So there is a aortic semilunar wall which is present, which is prevent the backflow of the blood. So aortic semilunar wall, wall of bicuspid and mitral wall, cordia tendineae, papillary muscles. Okay, so when you will write what is the interior of the left ventricle, so you have to write point wise. First you have to write bicusp or mitral wall. Okay, then second point, cordia tendineae. Okay, third is papillary muscles. Okay, and last point you have to mention aortic semilunar wall. Okay, this is very important point, student. So aortic semilunar wall. Okay, this 4 points you have to write. Okay, apart from this you have to mention. Okay, what you have to mention, the thickness of the left ventricle is 3 times thicker than the right ventricle. Okay, why it's more 3 times thicker? 3 times thicker. Okay, why it is 3 times thicker than the right ventricle? Because it's pumped, it's only the structure, it's only the chamber which is pump the forcefully blood to the total part of the body. That's why it is the more than or 3 times thicker than the right ventricle. So here is a thick myocardium. It's all I already written here, thick myocardium. That's why it is a 3 times thicker than the right ventricle. Okay, so this is the last point we have we see here left ventricle. Okay, we already done with the all chamber, all internal structure. Only the one topic is remaining, that is the heart wall. Okay, this is a very simple and easy topic, so I will teach you in the next lecture. And if you want my notes, just go on my Instagram page, that is the Ocean of Medical Literature. There you will get the notes of the heart structure. Okay, thank you.